If you enjoy this video guys, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Guys, who put the seagull in the friggin' picture? Anyway guys, regardless of Steven, let's get straight into this solo Tempoross guide. This is the most efficient way and chill way of doing it that I've found. You're going to get 60 permits an hour, 10 permits per game, so all hands on deck. Let me show you exactly how to do this. So, short and sweet for equipment, a harpoon, full angler if you've got it, if not graceful, and a light bearer's ring. The next step, how do we get to Tempoross? You can open up your world map, go to Alcarid, and you will need to go to this location and speak to this weird looking guy with a hook in his hand, board the boat, and you'll be at Tempoross. This is what you want your inventory to look like. I would have 6 buckets of water. You can bring a room pouch and use a lunar humidify spell to fill the buckets, or you can fill them up beforehand on the boat or during the game, but I would advise not to do it during the game. And you can also pick up a hammer from the ship. I've just not gotten in this inventory, as during the run I pick up the hammer. Here is the location of where everything is, where the fishing spots are, just so you know before going in, and you can follow along on the demonstration that I do of a full run from start to end. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is right click on the ladder and click solo game, and then you want to turn the camera to the north, as you can see by the compass, and you're going to run straight down and fish 8 fish. I turn my camera, hover over cook at shrine, and when you've got 8 fish, click on the shrine and start cooking them. We want to wait for the double fish spawn. Now this is where you need to make sure you have the Tempoross plugin and the fishing plugin to ensure the correct tiles are highlighted in the game. If you've got the Tempoross plugin, you will see a green circle or a timer above the actual fish spawn. You won't always get 8 fish cooked either, and it's variable depending on your fishing. So we can see the double fish spawns, and I go straight over and we start fishing. So for the first wave of Tempoross, or the first down, we want to hit Tempoross with 16 cooked fish. So just after we've got a full inventory, a wave is about to hit. So we tether to the totem pole. Just for those interested, you can sometimes cook 1 or 2 fish before. As soon as the wave comes down, straight to the shrine to start cooking again. So you'll notice here that I cook to 16, and the next attack by Tempoross is a fire attack. So this is why we have the 6 buckets of water. So we have 16 in the inventory. We're going up now to go fill the ammunition crate. Now continue to fill the ammunition crate until all 16 fish are loaded onto and ready to shoot at Tempoross. If you've done it correctly, Tempoross should have 10% HP. Immediately after, put out all the fires. I grab a hammer here because I forgot one, and then I go to put out the fires. Don't panic if there is a few more fires. You've got 6 buckets of water, which means if there are any that you've not put out, you can do that. And then go straight back to fishing. If a double one is spawned, always go for that. That is your priority. Always fish at a double fish spot, and then when there isn't one up, you're gonna be cooking at the shrine. So for the next wave, we need 19 fish. So you can see that my inventory is set out so that I can see there's 19 really clearly. And I don't particularly need this, but it just makes it almost ridiculously easy to see which ones you've got cooked. And if you're panicking or you're learning this, you don't need to really count how many you've got in your inventory, because this lets you have 19 fish fully cooked. So again, I'm going back over to the double spawn here, and you want to keep an eye on this particular wave on the storm intensity. We want to be heading towards the boat ideally before 90%, because it's going to take a few seconds to load the fish on. Now each cooked fish is 6% and a raw fish is 4%. So this strategy of doing it solo relies heavily on the cooked fish. So we've got 19, we're heading back up to fill the ammunition. Now we're going to load all of the ammunition on here, and Tempoross will go underwater, and we're going to load all these on so that when he comes up again, the fish are going to fire and get him to 10%. Now the reason 10% energy is important is because it stops all of his special attacks, so there'll be no waves, no fires, so you can just focus on fishing and cooking. Now we're going to go straight to attack the whirlpool, and this is where you're going to get his essence down. His essence is his health, so here you want to aim to get his essence between 50 and 60%. If you've got a special attack, you can use it now, or you can use it right at the start of the round. It is all down to preference. Once the whirlpool despawns, we're going to go fish between 5 and 8 fish, or until a double spawn comes back. So now this is the easy part really, where we can fish 19 fish and load them back on because he's on 10 HP. The storm has gone right down, so we've got plenty of time. So here I think I get 6 to 8 fish, and then we're going to go straight back to cooking. Another double spawn goes, and I'm going straight to that to fish the full inventory. And then once we've done, again, we're going back over to cook, and we're going to cook 19. We still need 2 more, so I'll be keeping an eye out here, and my camera angle's angled so I can see all the different spawns, which again are marked by the plugin, so it's really easy to see where they are. Or if you don't want to use it, there's going to be jumping fish out of the pool where the double spawn is. So back to cooking, and then we're going to go fill these back up. And a good practice is to put your mouse where you want to go just to save ticks, but this isn't a tick perfect method. It is a little bit forgiving, and it's quite easy to learn. So back to fill up the ammunition, you're going to fire all of these at Tempoross again. He's going to dive underwater, but you're not going to panic and go to the whirlpool. You're going to keep loading the ammunition crate, and then when you've loaded them all up, you're going to go down and attack the spirit pool. So this is where you can drop your buckets, because we're going to do one more round of fishing, and we want to fire as many fish here to maximize the XP. So on this particular attack or wave, you want to get Tempoross's essence or health, if you can, below 20%, just because obviously there's a duration the spirit pool spawns up for, and we're going for the maximum amount of XP whilst getting as many permits as you can. Again, we've got plenty of time. If there is no double spawn, just go to a normal one, but as soon as the double one's up, we're going to be heading over to that to fish. And then again, back to the shrine to cook. So just to repeat the pattern again, we're fishing when a double spawn appears, and then we're cooking when there isn't one. And this is the pattern that you really want to work on doing. And if you followed this method right, it should be really, really simple, and you should always be cooking when there isn't a double spawn. And don't worry if when you're learning, you're not running at the same time as me. Obviously, depending on fishing levels, cooking levels, it can affect the speed at which you do this. And back to cooking, we've got the full inventory now. Tempoross is at 10%, he's got 12% energy, and we're just cooking up the last few fish. So back to the ammunition crate, we're going to load all these up to Tempoross. The experience you're probably going to get an hour depends on your fishing level, how fast you do the runs, but I was averaging at level 80 fishing around 50 to 60k an hour. And obviously the higher level you are, the more XP you get from the fish, and it does influence the permit rewards in which you pull. So we're going to load all these up. And this is why we dropped the bucket, so we could get more fish. And you're going to finish Tempoross by attacking the spirit pool. And before you do what I always do, make sure that when Tempoross is down, you pick up 6 buckets. You can see there we did get 10 permits, so just showing you this method really does work in case anybody says it doesn't. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please be sure to hit the thumbs up, comment, like, and subscribe, and also check out my Maxing a Main series. I've done 3 or 4 episodes now, and I think you will enjoy it. For now, happy scaping.